A little bit something different here, and I'm trying to rig my setup. Sorry, I thought I had it set, and then everything always changes. Here we go. All right, so I had a major score this week at the estate sales, and here's some of what I found. This is all new to me, and I almost missed this stuff on account of how new to me some of this stuff is. It's really amazing, and the learning is awesome. So these are, I didn't catch the name on this guy. I got to still do some more research, but I'm just filling a little time this morning. And what we've got here is, these aren't small. This is a serving size. These are small. This is pierced. And then let's look at this hallmark here. We have very confusing to the initial silver collector, but the key thing I want to show you here is this NM. The NM is the Dutch standard. So of course over time there's various different, and this see here, see the double zero there? That denotes this is actually, the P threw me off. That's also, so we're talking Dutch and not English, right? I'm sorry, so I'm sideways from you. There we go. The double zero, I believe, denotes this to be pure silver. I'm not sure. Is that what's weird? Is the what is that? I don't have all these figured out yet myself. Anyhow, it's an interesting piece. Here we can see some of the age of the construction, where this was a separate piece and not, and they're fused, right? So this is an older piece for sure. And anyhow, I know these are last century. This guy, the silversmith for both these. And where's the other neat stuff I got here? Here we go. These particular items here. These are all, this guy I believe stopped working in 1917. And so these were 1800s as well. And this is a couple pieces that came in the group as well here. So we've got this very large fiddleback service piece, right? And again, so we'll go ahead and, see if we can't get, this was literally the year before Germany invaded Holland, and I don't speak that language. I don't know what it is. But here's the mark I really wanted to show off is the three towers. All right, so that's sterling. If you don't, or Dutch standard, and then so the Dutch standard is 830 sterling actually. There's a couple other, but this Leo VN is a known producer of silver as well. So one of the coolest things about these all survived World War II and the German occupation. All right, here's another one that's pretty sweet. It's hammered surface is beautiful, right? So we've got this beautiful, and so let's go ahead and examine our hallmarks here again. Sorry, this is again the first time I've tried showing off silverware, and this is another hallmark I just learned. See if I can get this to focus. All right, there we go. It's just not doing the thing. Here we are. So we have the three towers. We have the maker's mark on top. I really want this Thor's hammer to show for you. It's as close as... There it is. So we have that cursive S, and we have the Thor's hammer, Danish standard. pretty cool stuff. All right, so again, hammered antiques. So the coolest thing about all this stuff is I paid $1 for each of these pieces in an estate sale. Can you fathom that? So another piece I picked up at the estate sale was this horn spoon. So sugar, Danish, turn of the century and older. Again, we've got hallmarks. And I'm not digging on. Here we go. How this picks up. So researching, I found very few of these on the market, and the only price point I found was $110. This one's not quite as nice. Some of that got affected somehow. Trying to zoom back out. There we go. Anyhow, beautiful collection here that I scored. And so some of the other hallmarks that I picked up on from this estate sale, besides the Thor's hammer, and let's see, we haven't looked at this one yet here. Let's see, what do we have? So we can see the 830S, the pine tree, or an adaptation of Thor's hammer. I'm not sure exactly what that mark is, but the NM, and then the maker, Munson. All right, so again, these are beautifully hammered texture, typical. And then what's this is the neatest, is their where we go, here we are. The Phoenix Firebird design on the handle, typical of Dutch silver. All right, so pretty cool stuff. So here we're going to go ahead and look at, we'll go ahead and move this set aside. And we're going to look at, I wished I grabbed the entire pile. I was trying to learn, people were coming in, I got there early. But okay, so here's a couple of beautiful Danish servers. Let's see, is this all the way zoomed out? There we go. So this service came at the same time. And again, I'm sitting there trying to learn. I walked away from a lot of stuff that I just showed you and came back to it before anyone grabbed it, luckily. So these here are again antique, and they're Dutch. And then so we have a different hallmark on here though, that there's two things for identifying this antique Dutch plateware. That's what we've got. And the first thing is going to be, let's see if I can zoom it better, and there we go, Alta. Alta is the silver plate standard high-end for Dutch antique, and then Coer was the big company that did this. And here is, so we've got this torch. Let's see if I can get that. There's the torch. That signifies plate. But there's another one, and it's 2 towers. So as opposed to the 3 towers, let's see if this one's got it. What do we have on this one? No, I don't think that's going to have it. This one, can't hardly see that hallmark on this one. Where'd it go? I thought it was right under my finger. Tilt the light. All right, wrong finger. There we go. Oh, wait. There's a master from England. He breathes on them. Let's see, did that help? I'm having a hard time reading that one. Anyhow, I do not believe this one's sterling. So we looked at that one. Did we look at this one? Here we go. Alta. And then the 2 towers. All right. Some sweet Danish Hallmarks for y'all. Coolness. Okay. So besides that score, that was a state sale. And I went over to the thrift shop and I found a bag of, basically it looked like this in the bag. And then the majority of the stuff isn't. There's actually, these are quite collectible as far as not being sterling, right? So souvenir spoons. But one of the things is when you look at, you see a bag of souvenir spoons, always examine a little closer, right? So these Dutch ones, they have collector value, right? This Chinese stuff is really kind of worthless unless you want to use it. Pretty neat. This one's actually stainless steel. This one's a plate. This one's a collector piece. Log cabin syrup. All right. Okay, but the cool stuff that when I looked a little closer, where I set those down. Oh, I forgot something else from the Danish. Here we go. I also picked up these guys at the Danish the estate sale, and these are gold gilt in here. So let's look at another Danish Hallmark here. Let's see if we can get this to zoom. All right. So I'm not sure what that's the maker's mark, but we have the NM is the standard. Sorry, I'm looking at it my way, not your way. 830S is definitely, and that's MM. So it's probably Munson, and that's a maker's mark. 830 sterling. All right. So then these are gold washed. I paid $2 each for these guys, and with just the metal value, crushing it there across the board. So, but let's see. So in this mix here, hidden inside of all of that, all right, I pulled out this beautiful piece. This thing that's just so amazing is the ornateness. And there's our standard sterling Wallace. Oh, come now. Where are we? All right, so those are the things we're looking for. I didn't see this one. I purchased it, the bag, because I saw, where are they? I had them all sitting right here. There was, it's crazy, but I end up pulling out. And I'm not, this came out. Of the bag. And this came out of the bag. This thing's amazing. So these are readily available as well. But check out the detail in this kid's face. He's so stoked on watermelon. So the collar on mine's a little broken, the enameling, right? Isn't this just, it says Atlanta. And these are over 100 years old. Can't tell if there was a little gold wash on this one too. There's our this is the designer's name on here. Is that upside down? Sorry. All right, so but right, like that's all just mixed in there, and like, I didn't even see these three pieces at all. Okay, so you really got to take the time. But what I did see, where the heck did I put those? They should be right here. There they are. I'm looking the wrong direction. All right, these are beautiful. So I did see one of these handles, and actually the back and it's the hardest. So they had a bunch of polish, and you couldn't see all the details, so you clearly couldn't see the script in here, right? But and then these hallmarks are so teeny. These hallmarks are so teeny. Look at that. I think I need to go this way with them for you to see what they actually are. So we have. I saw the anchor and just grabbed the bag and figured I'd find more later. I thought there was one little teeny spoon. It was $9 minus 20 cents, the 20% discount, and so I ended up with for $7, $8, $7, whatever. I ended up with all of this silver, just because I've learned to pay attention. Right now, this is all. It was hidden in all that, which this is still worth 3 times because it's collector value. But anyhow, let's really take a close look at this here. When we talk about a golden age, so these are designed 1901. I've been trying to figure out the hallmarks are a little different. They put sterling on there. None of these hallmarks actually fit the Birmingham hallmark registry. There's octagons around and the lion passant's facing the wrong direction. So I don't know how. Is this whole thing on? No, okay. What's really amazing though is we zoom in and look at the details on this stuff. What's going on this spoon? Let's see if I can get this to properly. There we go. Background out. All right. That looks like to me, is it a fiddle? A horn? Some grapes? All right, we got sterling, we got the patent. I can't even make out the date though on the patent. If it's a 1901 or 1801. I think 1801 was a lot more simple even for all right, royalty and stuff, but I don't know. Check these guys out. They're having a party. This is like a less than 3-inch spoon with more detail on it than most homes today. The Bacchian festival going on. Right? They're wearing wreaths of grapes around their waist, naked, imbibing. Can you see their face? I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it steady and focused and get where we go. Here we go. Where we can see their faces. Crazy stuff, huh? Anyhow, so I just wanted to share some of my finds from this week, this morning, and this is going to be a new little segment I do, is showing off some of the treasures, and these are going to be available at collector values. Of course, I don't do this to lose money; I do it to profit. So, appreciate you for hopping on and checking out and learning with me. If there's any insight and information I miss, please add it in the comments. If you can educate us and add to the knowledge here, like those are some pretty rare hallmarks, and help you learn something as we go. Of course, this stuff doesn't always show up. It's pretty rare. It's the first time I've seen these. I've been looking at silver for 20 years, really going after it hard for about 2. There's another piece that showed up. I forgot about a little butter knife that from the Netherlands as well. So have a great day. Go find some treasures. Thanks for joining. Peace out. Go out in the world, make it a better place with the meat suit you was given to do it in.